Hello and welcome to the SWRA podcast, where aging, wellness, and wisdom intersect. I am your host, Maggie Lazar, and I am delighted to have you on today. Sometimes when I think about wisdom, right, it's not a far-fetched concept. It is the simple things in daily life that kind of catch your attention and make you pause and reflect. And this is what this podcast is about, right? So the other day I was thinking, I live in Panama. I'm retired in Panama. And even when I am consulting with folks, I keep telling them, I said, I have been here 3 years now, and there has not been one day that I have regretted my decision to make the move. And I do appreciate how difficult a decision it might be. But if you have the right frame of mind, the right mindset, and you put in the work, you cannot minimize the importance of putting in the work, doing the research, and then, like a surgeon, decide which area works best for you and why. And first, it starts with knowing yourself. And I am very introspective. I know myself. I know exactly what I wanted. I do have my must-haves. And then some of the things is like, I can work with it, right? But having said that, I was, what was I? I was walking around town doing something. And it is not the first time I had this moment of clarity, a moment that my soul continues to connect with this place where I'm just walking around and then I say to myself, I have this feeling that I'm owning that says, I really like this place. I am exactly where I want to be. I remember also being on the treadmill and looking out through the big windows, and traffic was really tight. It was rush hour. The palm trees were just blowing, and I looked out and I said the same thing. I really like this place. And the reason I'm sharing this today is that we need to strive in whatever age bracket that we're at, that we are where we are supposed to be, right? Because a lot of times we just get swayed, if you're watching the news or you hear about a crime or you hear something and then you get rattled and then you start questioning yourself. And I think wisdom and experience and a measured thought process, having a calm demeanor, and knowing that you have done your best because a lot of things are out of your control, right? And I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but to work hard at making measured, oh, I like that word, measured, thoughtful decisions. And I've always said, probably another podcast, that when you are about to make a huge decision, invest in the research, invest in the finding out, the investigation. And then you get your information and then you make a decision. And once you make that decision, then the rest of it, you have to let it go. And you have to own the decision that says, I made the best decision with the information that I had. So I said the same thing to parents, right? We have to give ourselves grace because when we were brand new parents, there were no manuals. Or, I don't remember, I remember speaking to my pastor, and he did not really talk to me about the importance of the decision I was about to make. And sometimes I go back and I said, in hindsight, if he had, maybe I wouldn't have made the decision. But again, that is in the past. And I have to forgive myself on the decision because I made it with the information that I had and the mind frame I was in. I mean, boy, oh boy, I was 20. Did I know anything? I thought I did, but I didn't know a thing. So now that I'm older, I invest. I don't allow people to sway me when I'm making a decision. I own it. And once I own it, I let the rest of it go. So that is why here in Panama, I never thought about Panama like 20 years ago. You know, I heard about the canal, but I did not know anything about Panama. But once I got here and my soul connected, I researched, I found out, and then I'm here. And now as I walk around, I see the potholes, I see sometimes the dog, I'm skipping over a pile of something, and I keep saying, I still say, I like this place. I really like this place. So, sis, I hope you take this to heart today that once you make a decision, a thoughtfully researched decision, then you have to own it and embrace the peace, the joy, and all that comes with it. All right, sis? So go ahead today and be a good human, be thoughtful, be measured, and don't be impulsive, and it will serve you well. All right? God loves you. You know I love you. Au revoir. À la prochaine. Bonne journée. Bye.